Okay, y'all, let's have a full transparency moment here. Car vlog. So, y'all, I have been, so, hey girl, hey. I'm back. But I want to talk to you in regards to, well, first, I want to, full transparency here. So, as some of you may know, if you followed me from my other channel over to this one, um, I am a realtor here in Texas, Dallas Fort Worth to be specific, and I just want to let you know that my journey, my experience as a realtor has been fun, has been great, had its ups and downs. Don't mind the packages in the back, shopping. Had its ups and downs, and I wouldn't change it for the world because it's all experience, it's all learning curve. Would I go back to work a 9 to 5? Probably not. Not unless I really, 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 really have to. Um, but I am married, so I do have the support from my husband, as far as income wise. But I do make money from real estate, but the money doesn't come in as a lot of people may think with being, a realtor agent. Yes, you can make tons of money as an agent, as a realtor, but at times, because you are basically your own boss, you are self employed. And if you don't sell any houses, of course, you don't make any money. There is no guarantee money coming in, even if you don't sell a house. So you really have to get out and, do the hustle and bustle to find your clients, to get your clients, and, make that connection with people and for them to trust you to be your agent, your realtor. And then a lot of the times, especially with today's market, with the interest rates being high, prices of homes keep going up. A lot of people feel like they still cannot afford to even purchase a home. So that kind of slowed a lot down in the real estate world as well. Hopefully these interest rates will start going back down. I mean, people are still buying. Don't get me wrong, people are still buying. I still get a closing here and there, but is it like I want it to be? No. Me personally, I would like to at least have 2 to 3 closings a month, in order to sustain. But most of the time, my closings come sporadically, every 3 months or every 4 months. I may get a closing, and of course, I don't get paid until I get a closing. So there are months where I'm not making a dime. And so I have to find alternative ways, to make money, to still help support my husband. Um, I use my business credit cards when it comes down to my business. I use my business credit cards to pay for my business. And then when I go out and make the alternative money, I use that money to pay back on my credit cards. So I just want to be honest and be full transparent here. So those of you that are thinking about getting your real estate license, if you have thought about it, just know that it is a lot of hard work. And if you plan on wanting to quit your full-time job in order to be a realtor, then don't quit it unless you have at least 6 months saved up, of income, because you want to be able to pay your mortgage, your rent, whatever you may have. You want to be able to pay your car note, and plus, your electric, your water. You want to be able to put gas in your car, spend money for food, things like that. And if you have kids, there's a lot of extra that comes along with kids, whether they're in sports, you're paying for this, you're paying for that, you're paying for school lunch, whatever the case may be. You just want to make sure 6 months to a year. I recommend at least having a year's worth of income saved up for your monthly expenses, whatever that is that you spend a month on your necessity bills. I would say have at least a year's worth of that saved up before, you decide to quit your full-time job in order to do real estate. Now, some people do still do real estate as part-time and still work their full-time job. That works. The only thing about that is you're trying to build your real estate so you can leave your 9 to 5 and still working a 9 to 5 while you are a, part-time real estate agent. It doesn't necessarily help you because you miss out on a lot of the things that you can be doing during the day to help you build your career and start your career as an agent. opposed to you, working a 9 to 5. You're stuck on your 9 to 5, whether it's at home on the computer or you actually have to go in to your 9 to 5 job, whatever the case may be. That means you don't have time to actually focus and to get your real estate career going the way you need it to be. And real estate is always something, whether you're attending events, meetings, whatever the case may be, it's an all day thing. You're out networking all day long, basically. And so it's hard to do that when you're working, a 9 to 5. So, but yeah, I just want to be transparent and let you guys know that it's not all roses as a real estate agent. Some days it's great, some days it's not, some weeks it's great, some months it's great. And then there's times where it's dry, and you're literally sitting around thinking, okay, what am I going to do, or how am I going to, do this to get income coming in, in this time of need. When it's dry out here, you have to be creative and find other ways, other outlets, And so I do recognize, and appreciate my husband for what he does, because of course he still has his job and he puts up with me, with me, not having a 9 to 5, with me doing real estate. He supports me 100%, and he's always have, no matter what I decide to do. He's always had my back. He's going to give me the real. He's going to give me the pros. He's going to give me the cons. But it's still, my decision. And he'll tell me that, ultimately it's my decision. It's what I want to do. He's going to be there to support me either way. And I do love him and appreciate, him for that. But yeah, I was just sitting here thinking, guys. That's why I'm sitting in the car. I just, left from running a couple of errands, and I'm just sitting here and I'm thinking, I'm like, a lot of people think real estate is easy from what they see, from what they hear. You think in the shows like Selling OC, or, those real estate shows that you catch on Netflix, the Oppenheimer and all that stuff, how they make it look like it's just so easy, it's so fun, but it's stressful. It's a lot of work, a lot of hard work. It's a lot of grind. It's a lot of networking. It's a lot of shaking hands and kissing babies type thing, and then at some point you do get tired of having to deal with all that and do all that. But at the same time, it's your business, and you understand that in order for you to get where you want to be, you have to get out there on the front end and do all the hustle and bustle and the grind. And then eventually, hopefully, you will start seeing the fruits of your labor. And so I just want to hop on here real quick and tell you guys that it's just something that came across my mind. I was like, you know what? Let me tell you guys, about real estate, about what I go through on a daily, on a monthly basis, wondering, okay, when is my next dollar going to come in, So it's not all easy. It's not. It is hard. But I mean, if that is something that you're truly passionate about, because I really enjoy helping people. I really enjoy helping first-time buyers, because it's nothing like the look, the smile, the joy, the happiness that first-time home buyers get when they realize they can purchase a home, when they get approved, and when they actually close on a home and I put the keys in their hand. And I actually love that. And then from that point on, they're not just clients. They become friends. They become longtime friends of mine. I get invited to birthday parties, housewarmings, Christmas party, things like that all the time from my past clients, because they really appreciate how hard I work to get them to where they are and in the home that they're in. And so they always tell me I always go above and beyond for my clients, which I love doing. I don't mind doing it, and I'm going to fight for each and every one of my clients. So, but I do appreciate, them taking a chance with me and, choosing me as their agent as well, because they could have chose anybody else, but they reached out, they chose me, and we got it done. And I appreciate them for that. So all this to say, go for what you want in life, but at the same time, make sure that you are prepared and ready for it. You can never not be prepared enough. When I left, my background was pharmaceutical. I did pharmaceutical for 16 years. 16 years I did pharmaceutical. I was a pharmacy tech. I worked at mail order. I worked hospital. Started off in retail, and then, I worked my way through the chain of pharmaceutical all the way up until, hospital and IV rooms and stuff like that. So that was me for 16 years. And then, because when I first got into pharmacy, it was a good career at first. It was a good career to be in. And of course, you're going to start off with retail. Once you get your pharmacy tech license, majority of the time, as a new pharmacy tech, you're going to have to start off in retail because hospitals and stuff, they're going to want experience, which is crazy because, as with a lot of these jobs, they're like, well, how am I going to get experience if no one ever hires me to do the job, right? And so it's stupid, basically. So, but you pretty much will start off in, a retail store, whether it's CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, whatever the case may be. And then I moved up from there. I did mail order. So I got a mail order pharmacy tech job. And at the mail order, I literally didn't even touch medication. I was at mail order for 3 years. I didn't touch medication for 3 years. I sat at a desk in a cubicle inputting prescriptions or doing doctor calls, calling the doctor because their prescription wasn't legible. No one can understand the handwriting, so we have to call and get in touch with the doctor or the doctor's, nurse or whoever and figure out what that prescription says, stuff like that. And then from there, I moved on into specialty pharmacy where I mixed IV medications, but it was more of chemo, home infusion type medications. And so I did that for I want to say 2 years. 2 years, and then I left the specialty pharmacy and went to a regular hospital. I worked at a children's hospital. I'm here in Dallas, Fort Worth. It's called Cook's Children. I worked there as an overnight pharmacy technician, 7 days on, 7 days off, and filling medications, running the medications up to the floor. Yada, 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 all that. So basically, those were the steps that I took. I grew and I accomplished each goal that I set out, to do, that I wanted to do in a pharmacy tech, because as with many jobs and many positions, there's always a step higher that you can get to, in that position. And so I mastered all those steps. And so the last thing for me to do was to actually go back to school and get my pharmacist license. And I wasn't willing to do that because by the time, I mastered everything else, looking back, it's like it wasn't really even worth it going back to school to get my pharmacist license because things have changed so much over the years. And it's like they're not even making, enough. So it's crazy. It's crazy how that works. So I was like, no, I'm not going back to school and then go put in 3-4 years, only to come out, have more school debt, and then still not make enough money and be tied down working for someone else. I've always wanted to work for myself. I got tired of working for someone else. I got tired of building someone else's wealth. And so eventually I got into a position where I took a pharmacy tech work from home job. I left my full-time permanent job to go do a work from home job because I decided I was going to go to school, get my real estate license, and then I did that. And once I did that, I was like, you know what? I need to have more time to build my real estate career. So I left my full-time job, permanent job, and I accepted a work from home job. And I went work from home because being stuck in a building all day long, I wasn't able to do the things I needed to do or wanted to do. And so being work from home, I was, at my house. And when I was on breaks or I had, time, I would log into, my other computer and I would do my real estate stuff there or, from there. Or if I needed to leave the house and go do something real quick, I was able to do so, take my work laptop with me. It just gave me more freedom to do what I wanted to do in the real estate industry, which is what I needed. And so I did that. And then that job lasted, it was only supposed to be temporary to begin with for 6 months. I was like, okay, I'm going to do this for, 6 months. And then after that, they came back and they extended the position. And so I ended up working there for about a year before they finally told everybody, okay, position's gone. And they started letting everybody go. So I was blessed to, at least have that job, that position for a full year, because it was only supposed to be for 6 months. And I knew taking this on for 6 months, when I talked to my husband about it, I was like, well, it's only for 6 months. And it was, steps I was willing to take in order to get where I wanted to be. And my husband understood the assignment. I understood the assignment. But like I say, I was blessed enough to have been able to stay on that job for a whole year. And then once they let us go, they did let us go with like a 2-week severance package. They let us go with like a 2 week severance package, right? And so I did that. I was able to file for unemployment at the time too, because, they let us go. So I was able to file for unemployment at that time as well. And so I got unemployment till the unemployment ran out. So I used all those benefits to my I used all those what am I trying to say? I used everything I could to work in my favor, in my benefit, basically. So the unemployment, the severance package, and I used it all until there was no more to be given. And so at that point, I've gotten my license. I've actually made a couple of sales in real estate. And then like here, this year, come December 21st, I will be 3 years as a full-time agent, 3 years as a realtor. And so my first year, I did well as a, brand new agent. My second year, I did well as a brand new. My second year working as an agent, I made more money than I would have on my 9 to 5. That's how much money I made, as an agent. But like I say, I was blessed then. I'm blessed now. But those were good times to be a first-time agent, brand new. And so I'm looking to continue that, although this is, going into my 3rd year. This year has started off slow. I sold, I want to say 4 houses this year. Last year, I sold about 4 or 5 houses last year. This year I sold the same. My intent and my goal was for this year to double what I did last year. Of course, that did not happen. Like I say, interest rates, everything kind of, slowed everything down. And then with the lawsuit and everything that went on, I don't know if any of y'all have heard about it or know about, but the lawsuit in the real estate world with our association. So things have changed, and then they require us agents to do a lot more on our end, a lot more paperwork on our end before we can even go show a client anything. That person has to actually be our client. Before that, you could call up an agent and be like, hey, I'm interested in seeing 123 Main Street. I want to schedule an appointment. You could go and do that. But now, before you can even go show and schedule anything, you have to actually have that, person, potential client, sign documents saying that they are your client and that y'all are going to go see 123 Main Street. So it's a lot of stuff that has to be done on the front end now that we didn't really have to worry about until, we got further down on the back end. And so it's called a buyer's rep agreement. So now, before we can show any property anywhere, a buyer's rep agreement has to be signed up front first. It could be just for one house if they're only interested in seeing one house, or if you plan on, or if they plan on stick, because of course us, the agent, we want you to stick around and be our client so we can work with you throughout the whole process and show you multiple homes. But if that person only wants to see one home because they're unsure of, if they want you to be their agent, or they actually already have an agent, but they're just using you, to go open up the door, basically want you to be a door opener, which no agent is a door opener. We don't sign up to be just door openers and then you go disappear and go work with somebody else. And, it's a lot that goes into it. So I don't want to ramble on about that. But yes, I just wanted to hop on here and say being in real estate has its ups, has its downs. There's more ups than downs once you get through the hurdles and the humps. But, it's all up to you on how hard you want to work and how much do you really want it. Sometimes I think about going back to a 9 to 5, but then I'm like, if I do that, I will consider myself a failure as an agent. I won't have time to do anything as a realtor, as an agent anymore. And I don't want that. I don't want to feel like I have failed in my career as being a realtor. And so, which a lot of people do fall off from being agents after 2 to 3 years because, like I say, it's hard getting the sales, getting the clientele built up, all that. And so the first 2 to 3 years, if it's not panning out, a lot of people do go back to their 9 to 5s. But I don't want to do that. And I keep telling myself, I'm not going to do that. That is not me. I'm going to work through it. I'm going to push through it. I know God has something in store for me on the other side as long as I stay on track, stay focused, and keep doing what I got to do. But sometimes it is hard because, like I say, you got to bring in money somewhere. And so doing other things on the side to get money sometimes does still take away from me doing real estate. But at the same time, I'm not bogged down to a 9 to 5. I have to be in office or I have to be sitting at my desk. This is something that I'm choosing to do, and I can do it when I want to, if I want to, and how I want to. So anyway, rant over. I just want to hop on here and tell you guys how I was feeling, be full transparent with you all. If you cared, some of you probably didn't care, but I felt like talking about it, getting it off my chest. But I want to thank you all for listening. And if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Yes, I am over 40, starting a YouTube channel because I want a community, and I feel like I want to be able to talk, to someone besides myself and besides my husband. And so, there's people here physically that I could call and talk to, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want to talk to them. I need to talk to someone that does not know me on that level, and to be able to vent, and for someone to hear me venting. And I do care, I don't care, but I just wanted somewhere to where I could, come on here and have a conversation with you guys and say, hey, thanks for listening, So, but if you have not already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I am, starting this journey off new. I do have a real estate channel as well. I will link that down below if anyone is interested in watching my real estate channel. But as well, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for commenting. Thank you for your support in any way, whether you watch the video, whether you thumbs up the video, whether you subscribe to my channel. I appreciate it. Any type of action going on, interaction with my channel, it helps to get into the algorithm. So, but thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I love you, and I will talk to you in the next one.